thank you so much for joining. A little bit delayed today. I have some issue with YouTube side, but thank you so much for joining from TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook and LinkedIn. For those of you who's joining from LinkedIn and Facebook, not able to post any comments or the questions, but for those of you who's joining from TikTok, YouTube, and then Instagram, you'll be able to ask some questions. So today's topic is marriage green card case, but I'll be covering different topics as well. So for those of you who's joining this live, thank you so much. Kezir, hi, from the YouTube. I'm attorney Jae Francis. I'm a U.S. immigration lawyer based in Chicago, but serving all 50 states. Even though I do this live weekly, sometimes I feel like it's not sufficient because there's so much updates. So I have some list of updates I'd like to share with you, but I have some question from TikTok side, and then it's about okay. So American NN, your travel CNA, because you move around, and then will affect your 45 petition. She's the beneficiary. Archida, I have some update for you. So, well, even though it's kind of challenging because, I think that your question is where would be the location of my case, because the location of interview follow where beneficiary or 45 applicant resides, and then you change location, you need to update. It may cause some delays with your case, but once again, even though we see more cases scheduled for interview, switch to mandatory interview has not happened yet. So we'll talk about this today. So for those of you who's joining, ask the question. Okay, nature and adventures, marriage green card case is on pause. So let's talk about this. Okay, Archida asked how I'm doing. Thank you so much. Kezir, I'll get to all of you. I know that Ashutosh, you have questions. I have a lot of questions, but let me start with this. So you know that there's multiple developments happening, and then it's about the parole program. There's a multiple parole programs expanded on offer under Biden, and one is for Uniting for Ukraine, right? So that's one parole program. The second one is for Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans. That's the second one. And the third one is the family reunification program. I need to see multiple countries, the Colombians, Cubans, Salvadorians, Guatemalans, and then Haitians, Hondurans, and then Ecuador, right? So this program terminated by the government, the USCIS. The program's terminated, just one, right? That program is terminated officially. There's about 500,000 of you here in the US. And number two, according to the government, you need to leave the United States until April 24th. So you have about a month left. And then also if you stay in the US past this due date, then you're subject to expedited removal. It means that you're not put it into removal proceeding because you're relatively new. You will be deported right away. But exception would be if you have a pending case, right? So it can be TPS, it can be asylum, it can be adjustment of the status, or it can be just I-130. Then you may not be subject to expedited removal. But there's a lot of but here. Also, immigration say that they're going to pause green card application for those who enter the U.S. under Biden's parole program. So be careful. We're not talking about military parole in place because that started before Biden. So that's not included in this list. There's a different parole program like Afghanistan's and all this, all included. So this is why your question here. Did USCIS pause all green card cases? Answer is no. Answer is no. So I'm going to repeat one more time. USCIS is not pausing or holding off all green card cases. Only those of you who are paroled into US under Biden, under these programs, and get married to US citizens and apply for green card, USCIS say that they're not approving those cases. But once again, there's a lot of buts. There's a pending litigation lawsuit against this action in Massachusetts. So if there's updates, I'll let you know. When you sue the government, right, you obviously is telling the government that you're wrong, right? This parole program was lawful, right? Obviously that will be decided, and obviously it'll be appealed, next level. But this complaint or the suing party asks for temporary injunction. It means that they're preventing government from enforcing this holding off green card application and work permit too, for asylum, TPS for all parolees. But anyway, Archita, well, obviously today we're talking about green card case. I know that I have a lot of questions in different places. I'll try to get back to you. Archita, a little bit disappointing updates, right? 129F for K1 visa case, right? Your case filed November 28, 2024, and went to California Service Center. Is taking longer a little bit. We're talking 5 months. So, but you're almost there. So, April is next month, and then perhaps your 129F will be approved. But we have seen because of COVID, California Service Center took some time to approve 129 petition in the past, way longer. So we'll see. We'll keep you posted. Now, Kajir under 21, CSPF frozen. Okay. Well, I mean, Kajir and Kashif from YouTube, you have a very detailed questions. That's like not able to tell you during this live stream because it's very detailed, and then I need more information. If you need legal consultation, contact us. So once again, if you join from YouTube, you'll see the phone number, and then TikTok, I'm not allowed to say the phone number. So either if you're joining from TikTok, Instagram, go to my profile section, Dr. Jae Francis, and then find the phone number or how to contact. So you need to take turn because I have a lot of questions, difficult time. I have a lot more updates, okay? But let me try to answer some of the questions here, okay? So Miss Wu is like pop, okay? A lot of questions here. I think there's too many. Okay, so Daniela Robolello. So they have a 7.5 on removal condition, right? So then it was delivered to USCIS 1 day late, and then will you be penalized for this tardy submission? Little bit of tardy submission, case by case. Usually, if you file 7.5 on a past expiration of your current green card, then you need to explain why you're doing this. But in your case, it was just delayed. So they will ask you if really wanted to be tough on you, will ask why you mail your case late, and then you will have a chance to answer that. Okay. Okay. One of you, Mrs. Shuko Lee, did USCIS stop asylum that applies for I-90? Okay. You're mixing up. So I was talking about USCIS pausing asylum application for those of you who enter under Biden's Parole program. So it's not for everyone. So I'm just trying to go back to previous questions here, and then I'll try to answer a couple of them, maybe at least one, and then I'll talk about the next topic. So just be patient. So Anthony Galvan 186, you said I need an attorney, and then I send you a message. I get a lot of messages through the TikTok. So the best way, Anthony, I'll try to find you, but if not, you need to log it into my profile, Dr. Jae Francis Immigration, and call us. Okay, I'm gonna answer some of your question here. Just be patient, okay? Okay. Okay, so Pedro, our clients. Okay, so I'm gonna just take drink some water. Okay, so just don't follow official USCIS processing time reported to your My USCIS account. One of the clients told me that it's a marriage green card case. It was like 6 months and then 13 months and now 30 months. Like, just no, that's not true. So perfect time to talk about marriage green card case processing time. Pedro doesn't have this, it's K1, but the marriage green card case. Okay, so we noticed some interesting trends right now. So for those of you who filed last year, since August, like August, September, like period, you're either scheduled for interview now or your case was approved without interview. So we're saying that once you submit, it's about 6 months if you filed your case August and September. Some cases approved earlier, of course, but the other cases took some time. We noticed the cases filed October, November, December last year. A lot more cases scheduled for interview. So I'm not saying that mandatory interview return, but more cases scheduled for interview. So that's like unusual. Like since July 2022, when the USCIS announced that they're not scheduling all cases for interview, we didn't have many cases scheduled for interview. But now we have seen, repeating one more time, cases filed, marriage green card cases filed October, November, December of last year, and then even January scheduled for interview. One of the cases that we filed in Florida, right, in January, scheduled for interview this month. So 3 months, right? So cases go fast, but more cases will be scheduled for interview. I have other updates, but I'll circle back. Okay, so Ashutosh. Okay, so Ashutosh has a green card case, and then he completed biometrics and still waiting for work permit. Well, used to be right away or same day. So when you complete biometrics appointment for your marriage green card case in the past or recently, you got work permit right away, but not anymore. It takes long. So that brings me to next topic. This was just announced. Now, for those of you who's applying for marriage green card case, you will notice that your 45 application, your 765 application will have a section asking whether you like to get a green card. Both of them. But the Social Security Administration and the USCIS announced just now that if you get work permit, EAD through 765, you're not getting Social Security card automatically. So what I'm trying to tell you is that until now, when you apply for marriage green card case or any adjustment of the status, you submit 765 application to obtain work permit or EAD. Yes, TKT, hello. Yes, nice meeting you. You need to post the question. And then also, you would get a social security number in the mail automatically if you don't have it, but not anymore. So this is a key point. So don't be confused, like, how come I'm not getting any social security card when the USCIS approved my work permit? Because they have a new policy. So I'm gonna slow down and then make it clear. Going forward, right? If you don't have a social security number and apply for 765 work permit or EAD and they approve and they give you work permit plastic card, you're not getting social security number in the mail. So what do? You need to visit local social security office. you need to visit them to get Social Security card. I mean, you don't get it same day. You apply for it. So you apply for it. So it's not a pickup. Just I like to make it clear. Now the issue, right? That's reality. There's one issue, added more, or there's like but, right? I mean, this is reality where sometimes you need to choose lesser of evil. There is no good options, but you need to go with lesser of evil, which is alien registration. So I'm going to talk about this again today. But circling back to Social Security card, you may say that, well, I don't mind visiting Social Security office, but that because of Elon Musk and the Republicans' plan, they're cutting massive numbers of Social Security agents. They're shutting down local Social Security office. So you may end up waiting in long line to get Social Security number. And some people say that, well, like, what's the issue, right? But I'm just telling you. But waiting is one thing. But the main point is this: you're not getting Social Security card mailed to you when your work permit is approved. But once again, I said a lot of but, okay? But when your green card application is approved, 45, then they will mail it to you. So this is what's going to happen, right? So when your work permit approved, you need to visit Social Security office to get it or apply for it, and then you'll get it later. So by the time that they approve your green card, you have a Social Security number, but potentially they will mail one without the restriction, because when you get Social Security number with only work permit, you get this is only valid with employment authorization. There's a restriction on top. But later, when your green card is approved, then they will potentially mail the regular one that U.S. citizens have nowadays. So I'll get back to you, TKT. Okay, thank you so much for joining from Instagram. I'm a little bit behind. Okay. Yeah. So Alex R3, my wife had a Social Security mail after getting work authorization. It was pretty short wait. Of course, yes, but not anymore. Not anymore. It's changing. Used to be that way, right? So that when you get work permit, you get social in the mail back to back, but not anymore. But good for you. You got it. Okay. I don't have a parole, but I get married to U.S. citizen. I apply for 130, get approved. What can I do, please? Pin killer. Killer is kind of small. Sorry, TikTok comments small. Call us. But you got married to U.S. citizen. But why did you apply for I-130 only? Perhaps you have a pending removal proceeding, or you're overseas. You say you don't have a parole. I'm not even sure whether you're in the U.S. So just call us, and then we'll talk about this. M777, M77 is asking whether all cases are scheduled for interview. Answer is no. We're not there yet. So I'll tell you, all my videos based upon our cases, when I talk about whether case is scheduled for interview or all these changes, unless it's related to immigration news, like work permit, right? So based upon how our case is scheduled for interview, my answer is that more cases being scheduled for interview, but doesn't mean that all cases being scheduled for interview. So that's the difference. More scheduled for interview. Okay, so it's becoming more challenging. Let me drink some water. Okay, TKT asked really good questions actually. So I'm gonna read the question for you. So TKT applied for CR6 marriage green card case AUS and then completed biometrics today. So good for you. But when he checked or she checked my USCIS account, this is why I'm telling you that it's not really accurate in terms of what they're telling you. And this is one example. So my 45 status via USCIS, my USCIS account updated as attended biometrics. Good, right? That's accurate. But at the same time, shows that he or she attended interview. Is it glitch? Of course. Of course. It's not accurate. But I understand. We had the same situation with one of our clients too. You worry that they actually scheduled interview and somehow you missed it. That's not true. That's not true. So if I were you, screenshot or print your my USCIS account and wait for interview. And if the USCIS somehow say that, well, we scheduled interview for you and you didn't attend it, you say that, well, I didn't get interview notice, because when you get my USCIS account, you're supposed to get all notices delivered to your my USCIS account. So if I were you, I'll screenshot the text and then go to all this notice section that you didn't get it. It is their glitch. And then it makes you scary, probably like worry. Perhaps you like to call USCIS and is this really going on? But that's not true. That's not true. They're just like awful. Also, I talked about this in terms of my USCIS account. This processing time reported on your account is like random and changes. Like sometime, we're actively reviewing case and then, projection is 3 months and then increase to 18 months and 30 months. That's not true. I'm just telling you, circling back, marriage green card cases, right? Filed last year, middle or late of 2024 and then early 2025, 3 to 6 months for them to schedule interview or approve your case. So not 30 months. But obviously, if you file your case in 2022, some cases being scheduled for interview now, then that's 30 months, right? So I'm not saying that there's no 30 month at all, but there are the cases filed 2023. I said 2022, right? Some cases filed 2020, but cases filed in 2023, took some time. Okay, so yes. So then, Africa's best. You file marriage green card case October 2022, and interview in May, like coming May. So yeah, cases filed in 2022 is taking long because why? I talked about this all the time. They changed the policy in July 2022 in terms of removing mandatory interview to selective interview, and then those of you who filed around that time ended up waiting extra. I'm really sorry. Okay. User 2412 is very common. The question here. So last year, right? You didn't have to include a 693 medical exam report for your marriage green card case, right? So then USCIS sends you the RFE, the request for evidence. Like all you have to do is submit medical exam, but this is a situation. They never confirm that they accept it. They never give you any other indication. So in your case and others who's listening to this live stream later or now, remember this. I talked about this multiple times. Next step will be USCIS potentially approve your case or schedule interview. They don't really give you any confirmation that your 693 medical exam was sufficient. Okay. Gurpreet Singh is asking, my 45 progress showing interview completed, but no interview, but I-130 is still showing nothing. It means the I-130 interview will come or not. Well, I mean, it looks like you never attended any interview, right? Is potentially glitch. But when they schedule interview for marriage green card case, because you submit I-130 and 45, they conduct I-130 and 45 interview at the same time. It is very rare for USCIS to review I-130 only. So when they schedule interview, both of you, right, U.S. citizen, foreign spouse must attend it because it's I-130 and 45. But after interview, in some cases, they may approve I-130 first. It means that this is a bona fide relationship, but doesn't approve 45 at the same time. It may take some time, a couple of days or multiple months. So this is the key point. You submit I-130 and 45 at the same time. When they schedule interview, they review I-130 and 45 at the same time, but doesn't mean that they're going to approve I-130 and 45 at the same time. Okay, some cases, but not all cases. Let me drink some water. Okay, so our dear Ashtush asked excellent question. So Ashtush was on J1 visa, right? When you're on J1 visa, you get the social with the restriction. Once again, is valid with valid employment authorization only. So he had that going, and then he has a pending marriage green card case completed biometrics, but still waiting for work permit. Okay, so then his question is, yes. So in the case of Ashtush, when you get work permit, your social security number will be activated, right? That's it. You don't get any new social security card. You don't need to visit the office because it is basically activated in your gut. So when Ashtush, when the USCIS approve your 45 application, then ideally they will mail you a new social without the restriction. So Ashtush, you're good to go. Just hope that they approve and give you work permit soon. Okay. Coco from YouTube asks, how long does it take to get a work permit? Kind of related to Ashtush's question from Instagram. Used to be really fast. Still that's the case. So you submit everything, right? I-130, 45, 693, medical exam, everything together. Then usually it took only 30 days, 30 to 60 days. But it may take longer. It may take longer because remember, the USCIS under Trump is reviewing all this process, and then they're trying to change it. So it may be happening already, but we don't know yet. Okay. Yeah. So Pedro, what is wait time for a marriage green card case, right? Adjustment of the status. There is a difference. Okay. Marriage green card case, AOS, 6 months or less, right? K1 base AOS, 6 months to 1 year. Parent AOS, 6 months to 1 year. We're not talking employment base today. Okay. So I'm not going to even mention that. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to see. Okay. Jack Morgan. Okay. How about C1 holder, not crew married to U.S. citizen? Can I just, okay. So you have a C1D. So then you have a C1D because your crew member, like you fly, your flight attendant or pilot, but sometimes you have a tourist visa at the same time. So what is important is that if you enter the U.S. with a tourist visa, then you get married to U.S. citizen, then you can adjust. But if you enter the U.S. last time with a C1D visa, you're not able to adjust. And then Jack Morgan, if you enter with a tourist visa last time, and if you like to adjust your status, marriage green card case, call us, okay? We would be happy to help you. Okay, Pascal asked the question, in some locations, oh, you don't have a C1D? Okay. C1, oh, so you're not crew Mary? Okay, just let me know what visa you enter with, okay? Alien transit, okay, alien transit, okay. So call us and then we'll do the case evaluation for you, free case evaluation when you talk to intake managers and specialists. But the Pascal asked the question, there's some reports that, when you attend the interview with the USCIS, will they arrest you because perhaps you may have a criminal records and then overstay. So far, we don't have anything happening in Chicago or, Wisconsin, our cases yet. So, I will tell you this. Now, I'm going to wrap up today's live with alien registration. So, for those of you, I talked about this last week and I'm going to do it again. For those of you who enter with a visa and have I-94 and I-94W, right? Or you have a work permit or you're placed into removal proceeding, right? Or you apply for 45 and then completed biometrics, then you don't need to do this. But the typical candidates who need to do alien registration. By the way, it's starting April 11, right? So April has a lot of these updates, right? Major tariff, right? Imposing extra, duties on foreign goods. April 2nd, alien registration. April 11, Parole, right? Biden parole who need to leave the United States. April 24th, just happening, and there's Easter too. Of course, there's Easter. So this is a lot of happening in April. Let me drink some water, okay? But alien registration, for those of you who enter without inspection and never caught, right? And then you potentially going with waiver case, 601A waiver case, you probably need to do alien registration because you don't have a work permit. They never capture your fingerprints, right? I mean, sometime waiver, you do it a little bit later, but let's say your I-130 is pending or your I-130 is approved. So you probably need to do alien registration. And then there's a pros and cons of doing it. Should I do it or not? Is difficult question to ask. But let me wrap up this. Thank you so much for this live. I wish that I can do multiples, and then whenever I do it more than 1 hour. But I usually have a nonstop meetings every day, so it's challenging. But I'm thinking about doing it Tuesday, a little bit earlier than 5, maybe like 11. That's possibility. But anyway, so I'm Attorney Jae Francis. Thank you so much for watching this live stream. You can find me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Also, I do blogging. And then you can check our website, francislawcenter.com. Thank you so much for joining and then posting questions. I'll try to answer the questions, but simply, there's a lot of updates that I need to share with you today. So I was unable to answer many of your questions today. But you can find me next Thursday, 5 p.m. Central Time. I do it every Thursday, 5 p.m. Central Time. Once again, thank you so much. Peace be with you.